Chapter 14. It was now 2 days before the feast of the Passover and the unleavened bread, and the chief priests and the scribes made designs how they might take him by deceit and put him to death, but they said, Not while the feast is going on, for fear there may be trouble among the people.
现在离逾越节和无酵饼的节期还有2天，祭司长和文士就设计怎样用诡计拿住他，把他治死。但他们说，不能在节期的时候下手，恐怕百姓中间有麻烦。
And while he was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, seated at table, there came a woman with a bottle of perfumed oil of great price, and when the bottle was broken she put the perfume on his head.
他在伯大尼麻风病人西门家里坐席的时候，有一个妇人拿着一瓶贵重的香油来，瓶子一破，就把香油涂在他头上。
But some of them were angry among themselves, saying, For what purpose has this oil been wasted? We might have got more than 300 pence for it, and given the money to the poor. And they said things against her among themselves.
但有的人心里发怒，说，这油浪费了，有什么用呢？我们本可以得到300多钱，把钱分给穷人。他们就彼此说起话来。
But Jesus said, Let her be, why are you troubling her? She has done a kind act to me. The poor you have ever with you, and whenever you have the desire you may do them good, but me you have not forever.
反对他。但耶稣说，随他去吧，他对我有恩，你们为什么要烦他呢？穷人你们常在身边，只要有心，就可以向他们行善，但我不是常在身边的。
She has done what she was able. She has put oil on my body to make it ready for its last resting place. And truly I say to you, wherever the good news goes out through all the earth, what this woman has done will be talked of in memory of her.
他已经做了他所能做的，他给我的身体涂油，使他准备好了最后的安息之地。我实在告诉你们，这妇人所行的事，无论在什么地方传遍全地，人都要议论，纪念他。
And Judas Iscariot, who was one of the 12, went away to the chief priests, so that he might give him up to them. And hearing what he said, they were glad, and gave him their word to make him a payment of money. And he took thought how he might best give him up to them.
12个人中的加略人犹大，去见祭司长，好把他交给他们。他们听见他所说的话，就欢喜，给他说，要给他钱。他就思量怎样把他交给他们才好。
And on the first day of unleavened bread, when the Passover lamb is put to death, his disciples said to him, Where are we to go and make ready for you to take the Passover meal?
到了无酵饼的头一天，就是逾越节的羊被杀的时候，他的门徒对他说，我们到哪里去为你预备逾越节的饭呢？
And he sent 2 of his disciples, and said to them, Go into the town, and there will come to you a man with a vessel of water, go after him, and wherever he goes in, say to the owner of the house, The master says, Where is my guest room, where I may take the Passover with my disciples?
他就打发2个门徒去，对他们说，你们到城里去，有一个人拿着水的器皿到你们那里去，你们跟着他。他在哪里进去，就对屋主说，主人说，我的客房在哪里，可以和我的门徒吃逾越节的饭呢？
And he will take you up himself to a great room with a table and seats, there make ready for us. And the disciples went out and came into the town, and saw that it was as he had said, and they made ready the Passover. And when it was evening he came with the 12.
他要亲自带你们到一个有桌子和座位的大房里，在那里为我们预备。门徒就出去，来到城里，看见果然如他所说的，就把逾越节的筵席预备好了。到了晚上，他和12个人同来。
And while they were seated taking food, Jesus said, Truly I say to you, one of you will be false to me, one who is taking food with me. They were sad, and said to him one by one, Is it I?
他们坐着吃东西的时候，耶稣说，我实在告诉你们，你们中间有一个人要向我作假，就是和我一起吃东西的人。他们就忧愁，一个一个的对他说，是我吗？
And he said to them, It is one of the 12, one who is putting his bread with me into the same plate. The Son of Man goes, even as the writings say of him, but cursed is that man through whom the Son of Man is given up. It would have been well for that man if he had never been given birth.
他说，是12个人中的一个，就是和我同吃一个盘子的人。人子去了，正如经上所说的那样，但人子借着他去了，那人就受咒诅了。那人若不被生出来，倒好了。
And while they were taking food, he took bread, and after blessing it, He gave the broken bread to them, and said, "Take it, this is my body." And he took a cup, and when he had given praise, he gave it to them, and they all had a drink from it.
他们吃东西的时候，他拿起饼来，祝福之后，把掰开的饼给他们，说：“拿着，这是我的身体。”又拿起杯来，赞美完了，就递给他们，他们都喝了。
And he said to them, "This is my blood of the testament, which is given for men. Truly I say to you, I will take no more of the fruit of the vine till the day when I take it new in the kingdom of God."
他对他们说：“这是我立约的血，是为人所献的。我实在告诉你们，我不再取葡萄树上的果子，直到我在神的国里取新果子的日子。”
And after a song of praise to God they went out to the mountain of Olives. And Jesus said to them, "You will all be turned away from me, for it is in the writings, I will put the keeper of the sheep to death, and the sheep will be put to flight."
他们唱了赞美神的歌以后，就出去到橄榄山。耶稣对他们说：“你们都要离我而去，因为经上说，我要把看守羊的打死，羊也要被赶走。”
But after I have come back from the dead, I will go before you into Galilee. But Peter said to him, "Though the others may be turned away from you, I will not."
但我从死里复活以后，要在你们前面到加利利去。彼得却对他说：“别人虽然可以离开你，我却不愿意。”
And Jesus said to him, "Truly, I say to you that you, today, even this night, before the cock's second cry, will say 3 times that you have no knowledge of me."
耶稣说：“我实在告诉你，你今天，就是今夜，在鸡叫之前，要3次说你不认识我。”
But he said with passion, "If I have to be put to death with you, I will not be false to you." And they all said the same. And they came to a place which was named Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Be seated here while I say a prayer."
他却蛮有热情地说：“我若要和你们同归于尽，就不对你们作假。”他们也都这样说。他们来到一个地方，名叫客西马尼。他对门徒说：“你在这里坐着，等我做祷告。”
And he took with him Peter and James and John, and grief and great trouble came on him. And he said to them, "My soul is very sad, even to death. Be here a little time, and keep watch."
他带着彼得、雅各、约翰，就有忧愁和大难临到他。他对他们说：“我的灵魂甚是忧愁，甚至到了死的时候。你们在这里稍等片刻，守着。”
And he went forward a little, and falling down on the earth, made request that, if possible, the hour might go from him. And he said, "Abba, Father, all things are possible to you. Take away this cup from me, but even so let not my pleasure, but yours be done."
他就往前走了一段，俯伏在地上，求人说：“如果可能的话，让这时候离开他。”他说：“阿爸，父，在你面前万事都能，求你把这杯从我身上拿走。”
And he came, and saw them sleeping, and said to Peter, "Simon, are you sleeping? Were you not able to keep watch 1 hour? Keep watch with prayer, so that you may not be put to the test. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is feeble."
他来了，见他们睡了，就对彼得说：“西门，你睡了吗？你不是能守1小时吗？要用祷告守着，免得你们受试探。灵真是预备好了，肉体却软弱了。”
And again he went away, and said a prayer, using the same words. And again he came and saw them sleeping, because their eyes were very tired, and they had nothing to say in answer.
他又走了，用同样的话说了一段祷告。他又来了，看见他们在睡觉，因为他们的眼睛很疲倦，他们也没有什么话可以回答。
And he came the 3rd time, and said to them, "Go on sleeping now and take your rest, it is enough, the hour has come. See, the Son of Man is given up into the hands of evil men. Get up, let us be going, see, he who gives me up is near."
他第3次来，对他们说：“你们现在继续睡吧，休息吧，够了，时候到了，看，人子被交在恶人手里。起来吧，我们走吧，看那交出我的人近了。”
And straightway, while he was still talking, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great band with swords and sticks, from the chief priests and the scribes and those in authority.
就在他说话的时候，12个人中的犹大来了，和他同来的有一大群人，拿着刀和棍子，是祭司长和文士并有权柄的人。
Now he who had been false to him had given them a sign, saying, "The one to whom I give a kiss, that is he, take him." and get him away safely. And when he had come, he went straight to him and said, Master, and gave him a kiss.
那假冒为善的曾给他们一个记号，说：我所亲的就是他，你带着他，把他平安的带走。他来了，就直奔他，说：主人，又给他一个吻。
And they put their hands on him, and took him. But a certain one of those who were near took out his sword, and gave the servant of the high priest a blow, cutting off his ear.
他们就把手放在他身上，把他带走了。但旁边有一个人拿出刀来，给大祭司的仆人一刀，把他的耳朵砍下来。
And Jesus said to them, Have you come out as against a thief, with swords and sticks to take me? I was with you every day in the temple teaching, and you did not take me, but this is done so that the writings may come true.
耶稣对他们说：你们出来，好像对付贼一样，拿着刀和棍子要拿我吗？我天天与你们同在圣殿里教训人，你们也没有拿我，但这样做，是要叫圣书成真。
And they all went away from him in fear. And a certain young man went after him, with only a linen cloth about his body, and they put their hands on him, but he got away unclothed.
他们就都惧怕，离开他去了。有一个少年人跟在他后面，身上只穿了一块麻布，他们就用手摸他，但他没有穿衣服，也没有穿麻布，就走了。
Without the linen cloth. And they took Jesus away to the high priest, and there came together with him all the chief priests and those in authority and the scribes.
他们就把耶稣带到大祭司那里去，众祭司长和掌权的，并文士，都和他同来了。
And Peter had come after him at a distance, even into the house of the high priest, and he was seated with the captains, warming himself in the light of the fire.
彼得远远地跟在他后面，甚至进了大祭司的屋子，和众头领坐在一起，在火光里暖和。
Now the chief priests and all the Sanhedrin were looking for witness against Jesus so that they might put him to death, and they were unable to get any.
祭司长和公会里的人都要找人指证耶稣，好把他治死，却找不到。
For a number gave false witness against him, and their witness was not in agreement.
因为有好些人做了假见证，他们的见证也不一致。
Then some got up and gave false witness against him, saying, He said in our hearing, I will put an end to this temple which is made with hands, and in 3 days I will make another without hands.
就有人起来做假见证，说他在我们面前说，我要废掉这人手所造的圣殿，3天之内，我要另造一个没有人手的。
And even so their witness was not in agreement. And the high priest got up in the middle of them, and said to Jesus, Do you say nothing in answer? What is it which these say against you?
即使这样，他们的见证也是不一致的。大祭司在他们中间站起来，对耶稣说：这些人说你是什么？你不回答吗？他却不作声，什么也不说。
But he kept quiet and said nothing. Again the high priest questioning him said, Are you the Christ, the Son of the Holy One?
大祭司又问他说：你是基督，是圣者的儿子吗？
And Jesus said, I am, and you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power, and coming with the clouds of heaven. And the high priest, violently parting his robes, said, What more need have we of witnesses?
耶稣说：我是。你们要看见人子坐在权柄的右边，驾着天上的云降临。大祭司猛然分开他的袍子，说：我们还需要什么证人呢？
His words against God have come to your ears. What is your opinion? And they all said it was right for him to be put to death.
他反对神的话已经传到你们耳中，你们有什么意见呢？他们都说，把他治死是对的。
And some put shame on him and, covering his face, gave him blows and said to him, Now say what is to come. And the captains took him and gave him blows with their hands.
有人把羞辱放在他身上，遮住他的脸，打他，对他说：现在说要来的事吧。
And while Peter was down in the open square of the building, one of the servant girls of the high priest came, and seeing Peter warming himself by the fire, she gave him a look, and said, You were with this Nazarene, even Jesus.
彼得在楼房的露天广场上的时候，大祭司的一个婢女来了，看见彼得在火旁取暖，就看了他一眼，说：你和这拿撒勒人，就是耶稣在一起。
But he said, I have no knowledge of him, or of what you are saying. And he went out into the doorway, and there came the cry of a cock. And the girl saw him, and said again to those who were near, This is one of them.
彼得说：我不认识他，也不知道你说的是什么。 他就出到门口，有鸡叫的声音。那女子看见他，又对近旁的人说：“这是他们中的一个。”
But again he said it was not so. And after a little time, again those who were near said to Peter, Truly you are one of them, for you are a Galilean. But, with curses and oaths, he said, I have no knowledge of the man about whom you are talking.
但他又说不是这样。过了一会，旁边的人又对彼得说：“你果然是他们的人，因为你是加利利人。”他却骂骂咧咧地说：“我不认识你们所说的那人。”
And in the same minute, the cock gave a second cry, and it came to Peter's mind how Jesus had said to him, Before the cock's second cry, you will say 3 times that you have no knowledge of me. And at this thought he was overcome with weeping.
就在这1分钟里，公鸡又叫了一声。彼得想到耶稣曾对他说，在公鸡第2次叫之前，你要3次说你不认识我。一想到这里，他就痛哭流涕了。